Hey guys, it's Shamanda. Welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite YouTube therapist. Listen, today we are going to talk about a topic that was brought up during the first week of my PhD program, and that is the imposter syndrome. Have you ever heard of it? Well, I have, and I've experienced it. So, let's talk about it. All right, let's get straight to it. What exactly is imposter syndrome? And is it a mental illness? Well, let me just say, we as therapists, we do not diagnose imposter syndrome. It is not in the DSM-5, so it is not considered a mental illness. However, it is a somewhat of an irrational belief. It kind of can feel like an anxiety experience, right? So it's defined as this internal experience of doubting your skills, your talents, and your abilities. And most people say it's like feeling like you don't belong in the room. For example, if you are, you got a promotion and now you are the vice president of the company, and you're sitting in this executive room, this conference room with all these executives, and now you're feeling like, why, how did I get here? Do I really have what it takes to be here? This doesn't feel right. And you start to really doubt yourself and your experience and your ability to carry through with whatever role that you have now. Now, I think it's important to mention that this does not discriminate like mental illness. It doesn't discriminate. Anybody can be affected by the imposter syndrome. But there are people or certain situations that are more prone to it. For example, someone like me, for example, I am a first generation college graduate. I am probably one of the first, if only, people in my family who has like a professional type career, because most of my family members were like, they worked in like factories and things of that sort. So for me, I experienced imposter syndrome very early on. I experienced it as a speaker. When I would go and speak at like schools and things like that, I would kind of stand, and for a moment I wonder like, how did I get here and why am I here? And you know, is my story powerful enough? Is my story even that special? Why do people need to listen to me? Why do they need to read my book? Like, even as a writer, I experienced it, right? Is this even something that stands out? Like, what makes me different? Why do people want to listen to me? So I experienced it as a like I said, as a speaker and as a writer. I have experienced it as a therapist. I've definitely experienced it as a therapist. You know, you guys, we see, just like me, like, you watch therapists on TV. It's pretty much, if you've never been to therapy, that's pretty much your only experience with it. Like, that's how you kind of know what therapy is. You watch it on TV, or somebody tells you about it, but you watch it on TV. And then for me, when I first went into it, and even in my training at school, I was like, am I doing this right? Am I asking my clients the right questions? Are they even getting anything out of this? You know, it was really hard for me. Like, I was like, I don't know. Do I really know what I'm doing? Are my patients even getting better? Like, even though I saw the growth, we measured the goals. We have to set goals when they first come in, and they were measurable, and I could see the progress. They could see the progress. Their family members could see the progress. But I still question myself as a therapist. I've questioned myself as a producer, right? Like, do I know? Obviously, being new to something, you're going to experience it because you literally don't know what you're doing. But even after you figure out what to do, or you have somebody that's training you, whatever, you still feel like, I suck. Like, and it's really sad. So anyway, a couple of things that I do when I'm experiencing imposter syndrome. First things first, I remember who I am, okay? Listen, if I gotta pull out my resume, I gotta pull out my CV that shows everywhere I've ever spoken or presented information. I have did research and published research with my professors in grad school. I mean, listen, I go look at those credentials. I go look at everything I've accomplished. and I check myself because it's only me. I'm only battling myself internally. It's nobody else. It's me. So I check myself and remind myself, girl, you know what you're doing. You got this. So try that. You've experienced it. You've worked your way to the top. You've worked yourself to wherever you are. So you belong in the room. Okay? Repeat after me. You belong in the room. Okay? Don't let nobody, even yourself, talk you out of a great opportunity. You belong in the room. And then last but not least, the other thing I do is I always keep really good supportive people around me. So when I'm having a hard time and I can't even check myself, then I'll call on really close friends and say, hey, I'm just really having a hard time with this, or I don't really know and I don't feel comfortable. I don't know why I'm here or how I got here. And the first thing they're gonna do is be like, girl, you got this. You remember when you did that? You remember when you did this? You remember when you did that? So sometimes you have to have that external validation. Now, it's always good to have your own, of course, right? But sometimes you do need that. So it's always good to have people around you that you can always turn to, and it's going to remind you who you are. And guess what? They should be bosses too. So when you look at them, you be like, you know what? This is my network. This is my circle. And I am part of this circle, so I know I got to be bringing it too. I got to be just as great as they are. You belong in the room. Don't let that imposter syndrome stop you. All right, guys, I hope this helped. I hope it helped you understand it. I broke it down as simple as I could. And let me know if you have any comments or any thoughts, any questions. Have you experienced imposter syndrome? When and how did it show up in your life? I want to know. Leave me a comment below. What else do you guys want to hear about? I'm so excited to be on this journey with you guys. And I'll see you next time. See you soon.